See, now we are going to discuss about ice. Basically, ice is the solid form of water. We can see that as we know that the molecular mass of water is 18 gram. So the molecular mass of water is 18 gram, and we can see the volume of ice. The volume of ice is more than the volume of water. Why the volume of ice is more than volume of water? Because we know in case of ice, basically the structure of ice is like that. The structure of ice is like that, in which the water molecules are surrounded. So one water molecule is basically surrounded by 4 water molecules, like in this way. There are 2 water molecules, and again there are 2 water molecules. See, so this is basically the actual structure of ice, and we can see that in this structure one water molecule, now see another water molecule, second water molecule, third water molecule, and this is fourth water molecule. We can see that this is the structure of ice, and 4 water molecules, there is large vacant space. So this space is basically a large vacant space. Due to this vacant space, the structure of water basically in solid state, which we called ice. So the structure of ice is similar to cage-like structure, as we know. Now see, so therefore cage-like structure, only 4 water molecules in that much large volume are present. Only 4 water molecules are present in that much large amount of volume. See, now according to this, the volume is high. So basically the volume is high, and we know density is mass upon volume. So when volume is high means density is low. Therefore we called when volume is high, as volume is high due to large vacant space, and when volume is high, density is low. Therefore we know the density of ice. The density of ice is less than the density of water. See, the density of ice is less than the density of water. And also we know the density of water is maximum. The density of water is maximum at 4 degrees Celsius. So the density of water is maximum at 4 degrees Celsius, which is 1 gram per ml. So density of water is maximum at 4 degrees Celsius, which is 1 gram per ml. And the temperature above 0 degrees Celsius and less than equal to 4 degrees Celsius. Temperature above 0 degrees Celsius and less than equal to 4 degrees Celsius. See, basically temperature above 0 degrees Celsius and 4 degrees Celsius means less than 4 degrees Celsius means when temperature increases. When temperature increase, it means there is breaking. When temperature increase, it means there is breaking of hydrogen bonds. So when temperature is increased, there is breaking of hydrogen bonds. So on increasing temperature above 0 degrees Celsius, breaking of hydrogen bond occurs. So basically breaking of hydrogen bond. As hydrogen bond between the water molecules are break, then molecules comes closer. So the molecules comes closer, and when molecules comes closer means volume decreases. So volume decreases. So density of water is maximum. At 4 degrees Celsius, which is 1 gram per ml. And we know that when we increase temperature above 0 degrees Celsius and less than 4 degrees Celsius, so on increasing temperature there is breaking of hydrogen bonds, and due to breaking of these hydrogen bonds the water molecules will come closer, hence volume decreases. And we know density is mass upon volume. Density is mass upon volume. So basically, when volume decreases, means density increases. So we can say that at above 0 degree Celsius, and less than equal to 4 degrees Celsius, density increases. So density of water increases. Now we will discuss. So density of water is maximum at 4 degrees Celsius, and below 4 degrees Celsius, above 0 degrees Celsius, density increases because volume decreases. Now see again. Now we are going to discuss what is the density of water when temperature is more than 4 degrees Celsius. See, when temperature is more than 4 degrees Celsius. See, when temperature is more than 4 degrees Celsius. As we know that when temperature is more than 4 degrees Celsius means temperature increases. So on increasing temperature increases. Again, breaking of hydrogen bonds. So basically, due to breaking of hydrogen bonds, the molecules of water starts separating from each other. So when temperature is more than 4 degrees Celsius, it means temperature increases, and due to breaking of hydrogen bonds, molecules of water start separating from each other. When these molecules move apart from each other, therefore now the volume increases. See, now volume increases and we know density is mass upon volume. So basically, when volume increases there, it means density decreases. So we have discussed all the cases. Now make the different cases. See, this is the temperature which is 4 degrees Celsius. And at 4 degrees Celsius, density of water is maximum. At 4 degrees Celsius, which is equal to 1 gram per ml. And above 0 degrees Celsius and less than 4 degrees Celsius. Above 0 degrees Celsius and less than 4 degrees Celsius, density of water increases. Because volume of water decreases. See now, when temperature is more than 4 degrees Celsius, density of water decreases because volume increases. So 3 cases we have discussed for the density of water. So this is basically the cases for density of water. Now we can see that as we know, the molecular mass of water is 18 gram. And we know that due to cage-like structure, the volume of ice is more than the volume of water. So the volume of ice is more than volume of water. Ice in solid state and water in liquid state. And there are also 2 existence of solid ice. The solid ice exists in the 2 forms of lattice. Depends on the pressure and temperature. See, when the pressure is 1 bar and temperature is 0 degrees Celsius, then ice exists in the form of hexagonal lattice. Now see, at low temperature, solid ice exists in the form of cubic lattice. As we have already discussed about the density of water, just only revise it. Density of water. Basically, the density of water is maximum. At 4 degrees Celsius, which is 1 gram per ml, and density decreases above 4 degrees Celsius, and density increases below 4 degrees Celsius. Now see the explanation. Why less than 4 degrees Celsius temperature and above 0 degree Celsius, density increases. More than 4 degree Celsius, density decreases. We can see that basically below 4 degree Celsius, when temperature below 4 degree Celsius and above 0 degree Celsius, due to breaking of hydrogen bonds on increasing temperature above 0 degree Celsius, the water molecules will come together, therefore decreasing the volume. Hence density increases till 4 degree Celsius. Now see, basically above 4 degree Celsius. Now when temperature is above 4 degree Celsius, again there is breaking of hydrogen bond. Now breaking of hydrogen bond and water molecules start separating. So when water molecules start separating from each other, means again increasing the volume, hence result in decreasing the density. Now we will discuss about the polar nature of water. So now we will discuss about the polar nature of water. See, polar nature of water. Basically, when we discuss about the water, so in case of water, as we know that, so this is basically the structure of water. 2 oxygen hydrogen bonds are there, and one lone pair on oxygen atom. See, we may also calculate the hybridization of water. As we know that hybridization of water is number of electron pairs. Number of valence electrons is 2 into 1 plus number of valence electron oxygen is 6 and divide by 2. 8 by 2 is 4. It means there are total 4 electron pairs, and out of these 4 electron pairs, 2 electron pairs are bond pair and 2 electron pairs are lone pair. See, when total electron pair are 4, then hybridization is sp3. This is also called steric number. When total electron pairs are 4, the hybridization is sp3, and we can also call it 2 bond pair and 2 lone pairs are present. So when only bond pairs are present, then geometry is similar to tetrahedral geometry. So basically geometry is tetrahedral, and if only bond pairs are present, then angle is 109 degree 28 minute. But now see, there is lone pair repulsion. So this pair is lone pair repulsion, and we can see that this lone pair and bond pair. So we can see also there is lone pair bond pair repulsion. So now due to this lone pair repulsion and this lone pair bond pair repulsion, the bond angle in case of water decreases from 109 degree to 104 degree. Hence the bond angle in case of water is 104 due to repulsion according to VSEPR theory. Now see, as we can see that water is basically in the form of H2O. 2 lone pairs are there. Now we will discuss about the dipole moment of water. See, hydrogen less electronegative. Basically the direction of dipole moment. Dipole moment dominated by mu equal to charge into distance magnitude, and direction from less electronegative element to more electronegative element. So vector direction is from, as dipole moment is a vector quantity, and direction of dipole moment is from less electronegative element to more electronegative element. Now you can see hydrogen oxygen is more electronegative, therefore dipole moment direction is from less electronegative to more. Now see, again oxygen hydrogen, direction of dipole moment from less electronegative element to more electronegative element. Now see, in oxygen and lone pair, when atom and lone pair is present, then direction of vector is always from away from the atom and towards lone pair. So vector direction will be like this, away from the atom. So this pair also will have direction away from the atom. As we can see that resultant of these two vectors will be like this, and also resultant of these two vectors will be like this. So basically we can see that vectors are in same direction. So when vectors are in same direction, it means vector sum will not 0. Therefore dipole moment is not 0. And when dipole moment is non-zero, means water is polar in nature. So water is polar in nature. And dipole moment of water is near about experimentally when we calculate, it is equal to 1.84 d. See, so this is the structure of water, and dipole moment is non-zero, therefore water is polar. As water is polar, we know the property of like dissolves like. We know the property of like dissolves like. So basically, like dissolves like property means polar solute dissolves in polar solvent, and non-polar solute dissolves in non-polar solvent. So basically, as water is polar, it means water can solvate ionic compounds. Water can solvate ionic compounds due to its polar nature, because like dissolves like. And also, water is called universal solvent. Water is also known as universal solvent. So basically, water is a universal solvent. Why water is a universal solvent? As we know that water has high dielectric constant. So basically, due to high dielectric constant value, which is denoted by K, it is nearly 82 to 84. Therefore, water is a universal solvent. Now, see, as we have discussed, why water has polar nature? Because water has non-zero dipole moment. Dipole moment non-zero, which is experimentally equal to 1.84 d. Therefore, water is a polar solvent. And we know the property like dissolves like. So water can dissolve ionic compounds and polar compounds easily due to its polar nature. Now we can see that water has the highest dielectric constant. So why water is a universal solvent? As we know that water is a universal solvent due to its highest dielectric constant, which is equal to 84. That is why we call water as a universal solvent. Now we will discuss the formation of hydrated compounds. See, formation of hydrated compounds. Let's take the example for formation of hydrated compound. So basically, in the formation of hydrated compounds, like water exists in the form of CrH2O 6 2 plus. See, for example, CrH2O 6 2 positive. As we can see that this is basically a coordination complex. So this is basically a coordination complex, and in a coordination complex, this is we called central metal atom. And the groups which are attached to central metal atom, we called it ligands. So basically, this is central metal atom, and the groups which are attached to central metal atom we call ligands. As water is a neutral ligand, so water is basically neutral ligand, because charge on water is 0, therefore water is a neutral ligand. Now see, basically ligands donates electron pair. Ligands donates electron pair to central metal atom and forms. So basically, ligand donates electron pair to central metal atom and form coordinate bond. See, so basically, ligands donates electron pair to central metal atom and form coordinate bond. Like in this case, we can see chromium is central metal atom. 6 water molecules are attached. Now 6 water molecules are attached. So this is one water molecule, donate electron pair and form coordinate bond. This is next water molecule, donated electron pair and form bond. So 2 water molecules are attached. Now this is next water molecule, OH2. Now this is again next water molecule. So 4 water molecules are attached. Now again next water molecule. So basically how many? 5, and this is 6. we can see that water donated its electron pair and form coordinate bond with central metal atom, and the charge on the whole complex is +2. So we can see that basically this is hydration. Water molecules are attached with central metal atom by donating its electron pair and form coordinate bond. We call these compounds as coordination complex. See, so basically the formation of hydrated complexes. In the formation of hydrated compounds, the first is coordinated water. We can see that coordinated water, chromium is central metal atom. Water molecules are attached with chromium atom and form coordinate bond, and there is formation of complex. For example, nickel also attaches 6 water molecule. It is also central metal atom. Water again donates its electron pair and form coordinate bond. So water is neutral ligand here, and this complex is coordination complex. So these water molecules are forming coordinate bond by donating its electron pair. Therefore we call it coordinated water. Now we say the hydrogen bonded water. See, in the hydrogen bonded water. So basically in hydrogen bonded water, let's take the example of hydrogen bonded water. So one of the example of hydrogen bonded water is blue vitriol. Basically blue vitriol we called copper sulfate pentahydrate is blue vitriol because of its blue color solution. Blue color solution we call it blue vitriol. In the same way, FeSO4.6H2O, due to its green color nature, we call it green vitriol. Similar way, like white vitriol, which is basically zinc sulfate dot 5H2, due to its white color, we call it white vitriol. Basically, why we called it hydrogen bonded water? See, the reason behind calling hydrogen bonded water is basically, let's take the example of FeSO4.7H2, FeSO4.6H2. So basically, inside the coordination complex, Fe. So out of 6, only 5 water molecules are inside. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So basically out of total 6 water molecules, only 5 water molecules are present inside of coordination complex. Therefore 5 coordinate bonds are formed. And SO4, then 1 water molecule is present outside. So 1 water molecule is present outside, and this water molecule is hydrogen bonded. So this water molecule which is present outside is hydrogen bonded. So how many coordinate bonds are there? Basically 5 water molecules. 5 water molecules inside in the coordination complex, and 1 water molecule is outside and forming hydrogen bond, and this water molecule is hydrogen bonded. Therefore we called it green vitriol at hydrogen bonded complex. Green vitriol complex as hydrogen bonded complex. Similar way, we can also see the case of blue vitriol. See, the case of blue vitriol. So basically the formula of blue vitriol is, we know the formula of blue vitriol is copper sulfate dot pentahydrate. Again in this case also, blue vitriol, copper is linked with only 4 coordinate bond inside the coordination complex. So 4 water molecules are inside the coordination complex and forming 4 coordination bonds. See, now again we see there is 1 SO4 outside and 1 water molecule is outside. 1 water molecule is outside, and the water molecule which is outside the one water molecule which is outside the coordination sphere forms hydrogen bond with sulfate ion. So this water molecule involved in the hydrogen bonding, while these bonds are four water molecules inside the coordination complex and form coordinate bonds So this is the structure of blue vitriol. So in the case of blue vitriol also, one water molecule is outside which is forming hydrogen bonding with SO4. Therefore, blue vitriol also called hydrogen bonded complex. So we have discussed the complexes of water, basically coordinated water hydration complex. Now hydrogen bonded we can see, and third is interstitial water. See the case of copper sulfate pentahydrate. When we heat copper sulfate pentahydrate, four water molecules are crystallizes. Basically, four water molecules are left and one is removed. When we again heat, then anhydrous copper sulfate is formed. And we have discussed already, four water molecules are coordinated inside the coordination complex sulfate, and this water molecule is hydrogen bonded water of crystallization. So basically this water molecule forms hydrogen bond with SO4. Now we will discuss about the interstitial water. As we know, interstitial space is basically a vacant space inside the lattice which is occupied. So basically vacant space which is occupied by any molecule, atom, compound, we call interstitial space, vacant space. See, for example, interstitial water example is BaCl2 dot 2H2. So basically there is a lattice of BaCl2. So this is like lattice of BaCl2, Ba, and Ba. So this is basically, for example, lattice of barium. Now this is BaCl2 lattice. You may also see Cl. If BaCl2 lattice, so put Cl here. Also you may put Cl here. Now we can see this is the vacant space in BaCl2 lattice. This is the BaCl2 lattice, and in BaCl2 lattice this is the vacant space. So basically water molecules occupy this vacant space. So this space we call interstitial sites. This space is called interstitial sites. So basically this is BaCl2 lattice, and these are the interstitial sites. These are occupied by water, then form interstitial water. For example, BaCl2 dot 2H2. So H2O molecules occupied here interstitial sites in BaCl2 lattice. Therefore we call it interstitial water. So we have discussed coordinated water, hydrogen bonded water, and interstitial water. Now see the next. So basically in today's class what we have discussed? In today's class we have discussed about the volume of ice. So basically the volume of ice is more than the volume of water. Why it is so? Because we know that the volume of solid ice is more than volume of water because of its large volume. As the volume is large for ice due to large vacant space and cage like structure of ice, the volume of ice is more. Therefore we say density of ice is less than water. Hence ice floats on the surface of water. And we have discussed the existence of solid ice in the form of hexagonal lattice, cubic lattice, due to variation in pressure and temperature. At 1 bar pressure 0 degree Celsius, hexagonal lattice. At low temperature, cubic lattice. Then we have discussed about the density of water. So basically the density of water is maximum at 4 degrees Celsius, which is 1 gram per ml. And density increases below 4 degrees Celsius because breaking of hydrogen bond. So due to breaking of hydrogen bond, water molecules comes closer. So when water molecules comes closer means volume decreases, hence density increases. Then we have discussed above 4 degrees Celsius, again breaking of hydrogen bond. but due to breaking of hydrogen bond, water molecules start separating, increasing the volume, density decreases. Then we have discussed the polar nature of water. Like dissolves like property. Dipole moment is non-zero, therefore water is polar. Hence water can dissolve ionic compounds and polar compound easily. Then we have discussed water is universal solvent. Why water is universal solvent? Due to its high dielectric constant.